Hey Speech 250 class, my name is Tatiana Freeman and I'm a freshman pre-nursing student from Asheville, North Carolina, and today my speech is going to be about voting. The title is Voting is Important, so get out and vote. Would you believe me if I said only about 138 million Americans casted their ballot in the 2016 presidential election out of 327.16 million Americans that were counted in the 2018 census? At first, the number of voters seemed substantial, but when you actually review the amount of Americans that did vote versus the amount of Americans that could vote, you quickly realized only about 58.1% of Americans voted. Millions of Americans are simply failing to not vote, despite the importance of the American system. It's imperative to cast a ballot to ensure your voice and opinion is heard, to have a say in how the nation is ran, and 3, to show respect to the Americans that have fought so hard and long to give every American the chance to vote. Despite the numerous reasons people fail to cast a ballot on race days, are still insufficient to excuse the blatant disregard to how America is ran. People often feel that their voice and opinion will not matter, and that their one vote will not matter. But the truth is, millions of Americans feel the same way. Those one votes add up. And the brutally honest truth is that when you choose not to vote, that is the action that is giving your voice and opinion the opportunity to not be heard. Everybody who decides not to cast a ballot is simply adding to the majority of the other people who did likewise. But if each and every one of those votes were in fact cast, then the decision in the elections would indeed be influenced. Plus, when it comes to the voting system, a few votes can go a long way. In fact, in the 2016 presidential election, Trump's victory over Clinton in 2016 was due to him winning 18 states, while Clinton only had 13. So that was only 250,000 votes. The whole framework is to guarantee everybody has the opportunity to have their voice and opinions heard. It's no point if only those who are voting is having their voices and opinions heard. Point 2. Each American citizen is responsible to pay their taxes, follow the laws, and comply with jury duty. These tasks are considered to be each American's civic duty. It's paramount to participate in your civic duties because without it, the success of the country and its democracy would be jeopardized. Voting is a part of every American's civic responsibility. It's just something everyone should do to support their country. Choosing to not vote isn't illegal. It's just irresponsible. And no matter how inconvenient it is to vote sometimes, it's still just something that has to be done. In the 2012 presidential election, only 53.6% of the voting age population turned out to vote, which puts the United States voting turnout rate behind countries like France, Sweden, Belgium, and Turkey. This means almost half of the voting population is ignoring the responsibilities of the citizen. Those who do not vote are just as problematic as people in politics that are voting to defund the school system or to defund public health care. America does not need officials to be elected because only a select few trust them. America needs officials to be elected because the majority of America trusts them to help run the country. Point 3. The right to vote wasn't just handed to Americans. They had to fight for it. It wasn't until President Lyndon B. Johnson signed the Voting Rights Act in 1965 that everyone in America were able to finally vote freely. Before, the voters were intimidated at ballots or subjected to unfair practices on Election Day, which kept some Americans from voting. The act passed in 1965 gave all Americans the right to vote and pledged the federal government to enforce equal access to the ballots. The feeling of being treated unfairly wasn't one people were willing to accept. They got up and decided to do something about it. Voting just takes a few minutes now, and that's because of the numerous Americans who decided that voting was a right they felt they deserved and was willing to fight for it. Everyone should be grateful that we no longer have to worry about being forced to go back home when trying to vote due to intimidation or violence. Don't take your rights for granted, because if you were born in a different generation, the opportunities you were blessed with wouldn't even be available to you. Instead of being on your cell phones or watching television, you should Take the time out of your day to cast a ballot. Besides, it is your responsibility as an American citizen of the United States to vote. Don't be the reason why corrupt politicians are in office. Don't be the reason Americans are forced to adopt another way of electing officials. Don't be a part of the problems that are going on in America today. Be the person who votes and convinces their peers to do the same. Be the reason why America is changing for the better. When you decide to not vote, you're not only letting yourself down, but you're also letting every American down. Plus all of those who fought so long and hard to give you that opportunity to vote. So get out and vote, because you are important and your opinions matter. It is important to the American government, and it's important to me that you vote. So I hope that you vote in the next election. My works cited is Why People Don't Vote and What to Do About It at Science News for Now by Bethany Brookshire. And Donald Trump will be president thanks to 8,000 people in 3 states from WashingtonPost.com by Philip Baum. Another work cited is The Right to History, The Right to Vote on Scholastic.com by Todd Olson. And then my last 2 works cited was Post-Election 2016 Recap and Resources by Penn State University Libraries.com. And then World Population Review at worldpopulationreview.com/country/United States Population.com.